good, Mo.
Good morning and welcome to Field 1 here at Palmasola, the first of three here in Game 2 of our weekend series in the FGCL. Gray Robertson alongside producer Gracie up here in the booth at Field 1. And we start off with the game of the summer, the rematch. Game 1 between the Bradenton Slice and the DeSoto Queens was an instant classic. The Queens had a 7-0 lead going to the bottom of the 6th. But then the Slice bounced back a 6th spot in the bottom of the 7th. And then after the Queens answered in the top half, the Slice found a way to score 5 runs and win it 11-10 in walk-off fashion. A misplay in left, an RBI from Emma Brinkman, and really it came 1 through 10 in the order for the Slice. And so now the question is, as we get ready for Game 2, how will the Queens, who've run the league for most of the summer, respond to adversity, and can the Slice keep the momentum up here on Field 1? We'll give you the starting lineup for the DeSoto Queens first. They're the away team in this series. Leading off is the first baseman, Bella Ruggiero. Center fielder, Ty Charlton, bats second. Maya Doyle is the third baseman. She's batting third. Sophia Grillo, the DP, hits fourth. Carissa Howells out in left, batting fifth. Jemiah Byram, the shortstop, hits sixth. Kirsten Almuis playing second, batting seventh. Julia Desiderio is catching, batting eighth. Savannah Lewis, the right fielder, hits ninth. Anna Land, the extra hitter today, hits 10th. And here's the first pitch from Sydney Watts. That misses low for ball one as we get started at 9:31 a.m. Eastern Time. Watts out of Georgia Tech, the righty who throws with a lot of velocity. Very powerful pitcher. She'll keep it up in the zone. Freshman last year for the Yellow Jackets from Youngstown, Ohio. On the summer, Watts has a 6.46 ERA, 1-2 record, 13 innings, 11 hits, 12 runs, all earned, 15 walks, and 20 strikeouts. Time called quickly. It is a little wet here today. There's some precipitation falling. Nothing that's going to stop us, I don't think. Here's the 1-2 to Florida State's Bella Ruggiero. She chases upstairs for strike 3. That's a rarity to get Ruggiero, who entered hitting .607 with 9 RBIs. And now we'll give you the Slice defense. Outfield of Gardner, Shaw, and Nesbitt left to right. Dodge over at third, Bross at short, Gingrich at second, Lamar at first. Holt J behind the plate. And here is Taya Charlton. She chases the first pitch. Georgia Bulldog, who's hitting .600, 15 of 25, 12 RBIs, 3 homers, 2 triples, 2 doubles, 12 runs, a .697 on-base percentage. That is so good. And she has been a brutally tough out. Yesterday was 2 for 2 with an RBI, but down 0-2 here. One, two from Watts. Charlton smokes it foul. Ball and 2 strikes. If I'm Watts, I'm cranking what we in Alabama call the skyscraper rise. Just shoot it up through. And if she holds, she holds. But I think if she swings, I'm not sure you hit it. It's got to be up, Gracie. That's what I'm saying. Skyscraper is the top of the building. You know what I'm saying? Buzz the tower. Now time called. Outside, 2-2. Charlton sends it high in the air out towards left. Gardner will settle. That's a big, big first 2 outs for Sydney Watts. So 2 gone for the Tennessee Lady Vol, Amaya Doyle. She'll take ball 1. Doyle in the first game was 1 for 3 with an RBI, a walk, and a run. On the summer, hitting .500, 12 of 24, 5 RBIs, a double, 5 runs scored. Two and 0. Still a little bit of rain falling, but it's not anything crazy. And again, considering some of the weather we've seen over the years, this is not stoppage worthy. Two 1 to Doyle. Misses low, 3-1. And she chases upstairs to even the count. Man, when Watts gets that rise cooking, it's just so jumpy, and it's very hard to see the ball down. I don't think we've seen... Well, let's see. Payoff to Doyle. Ooh. Fouled off by Sophia Grillo. She had to duck out the way. Strikeout for Watts, second of the inning, and she mows through one of the toughest top 3s in the FGCL. We go to the bottom of the first. The Slice will look to strike when we come back. Let's go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for Brittany Purser's Bradenton Slice, sitting at 6-4 this summer in the FGCL. Queens at 8-2. Kylie Shaw back in the leadoff spot. She's playing center field. Lexi Shaver, the DP today, is batting in the 2-hole. Ella Dodge is over at third base, hitting third. Layla Lamar, first base, bats fourth. Grace Molitor is the today. She's in the 5 spot. Batting 6 is Precious Bross, the shortstop. Riley Gardner is in left field and batting 7th. Lily Holtjay is catching and in the 8-hole. Brittany Gingrich playing second, batting 9th. And turning it over in the 10 spot is Caitlin Nesbitt. And they will face in the circle Maddie Furness, portaling from Georgia Tech. I believe narrowing down her choices, perhaps. No, still. Oh, she's picked one. Okay, well, we won't announce it yet until she tells us. She did take the loss yesterday. Pitched well as a starter. Was relieved, came back in, and gave up the walk-off. Now facing Kylie Shaw. And starting with strike one. Furness on the summer, a 3.30 ERA, 1-1 record. 23 1/3 innings, 21 hits, 14 runs, 11 earned, 13 walks, and 29 strikeouts. One and one to the Auburn Tiger, Kylie Shaw. Bunted foul. I like to see it, though. Shaw in game 1 was 1 for 4 with a run scored. On the summer, 16 of 34, that's 471 average. 2 RBIs, 2 doubles, 10 runs. She'll slap that towards Brittany Purser. There's been a steady leadoff presence for the Slice all summer long. And I think the stability of the lineup is why I feel like this is a team that's going to make some postseason noise. Shaw slapped to third. The throw in rhythm is in plenty of time from Doyle. 1 down. Defense for the Queens looks like this. Out on left is Howell, center field Charlton, right field Lewis. Infield left to right of Doyle, Byram. The second baseman Almua, Ruggiero at first, and Desiderio behind the dish. Now Lexi Shaver, one of our favorite interns. And that hit our ump in the hand. And this will be just a moment. We'll pause briefly while our home plate umpire gets his hand fixed up after getting hit by that pitch. And we're back. Our home plate umpire is okay. He's wrapped up that arm, or that hand, I should say. So off we go with a now 2-0 count on Lexi Shaver, who is entering the portal. Shaver this summer, 13 of 28, 464 average, 13 RBIs, 4 homers, a triple, 4 doubles. Over to third. Nice cutoff by Doyle. 2 down. Now up comes Ella Dodge out of Tennessee. Lady Vol pulls back the bunt for ball 1. Dodge in game 1 was 1 for 3 with a couple runs scored. One and one. She's 11 of 30 here this summer. 367 average. 6 RBIs, a homer, 3 doubles, and 9 runs scored. OBP at 472. That's sent foul the opposite way. Interesting that we have a pair of teammates in the circle battling today. Now Furness has portaled from Georgia Tech. Sydney Watt's still there, but see what Yellow Jacket is able to hold the line better to start this game. As Dodge sends that foul, 1 and 2. Foul again. Was that Bella Rogero's car? I think Bella Rogero's car just got dinged. Outside, 2 and 2. Maddie Furness working on Dodge, who hits it out to center, and backing up is Charlton to make the catch. On the screws, but it's a 1-2-3 inning, and both teams have faced the minimum so far as we go to the second here on field 1. Well, back at it, and off we go here in the second with Grillo, Howell, and Byram. 4-5-6 for the Queens. Queens 8 and 2 on the summer, coming in with Second best batting average in the FGCL as a team, 372, just behind the Squeeze, and the second best team ERA in the FGCL as well. Queens have been up at the top pretty much all summer, but right now in second place behind the Aquanauts, as Sophia Grillo takes first pitch strike. Portaling after spending time at South Carolina. Ooh, that hit her right in the shoulder. And she will sprint on down to first base. First base runner for either side. And that'll up the OBP for Grillo as Carissa Howell gets her chance. Another one who's in the portal from Liberty. Howell in game one was 1 for 2 with an RBI. This summer hitting .292, 7 of 24 with 6 RBIs, a homer, 2 doubles, 5 runs. OBP at 500. She takes that one high, 2-0. Change misses, 3-1. I like the pitch. I've not seen Watts go to that all too often. Back to the circle. Watts has it. One play over at first. One out. But here is Jemiah Byram, who has swung it powerfully of late. 1 for 3 in game one with a monster 3-run homer in the 4th inning that made it 7-0. And we thought, wow, look at the Queens, they're on a roll. The game changed a lot after that, but Byram is still dangerous. There you go. That's foul, but wow. Byram out of Liberty, hitting .323, 10 of 31, 15 RBIs. That is tied for the lead in the FGCL. 3 homers, 2 doubles, 8 runs scored. 0-2. This game features, as I do quick internal math, 5 of the top 6 in the FGCL in RBIs. The only one who's not on this field is Sydney Lamont from the Pioneers, who's also tied for the lead with 15. Swing and a miss. Watts fans Byram. That's only the 3rd time she struck out this summer. This is going to be another good game. Can't you feel it, Producer Gracie? She's nodding. I know you can't see it, people at home. Kirsten Almua, State College of Florida. Late on the first swing, 0-1. Kirsten hitting .364, 8 of 22, 6 RBIs, a double and 3 runs. Mainly served as a pinch runner in game one. 0-2. I think if I'm Watts, I keep bringing the heat. Go right back to it. So you better catch up. 0-2. Got a piece. Stays alive. It's Presley Pylon, head coach of the Queens, watches on. Former Baylor Bear. Here's Kirsten Almu at the plate. 0-2. Another foul ball in on the hands. Called strike 3. Fourth K for Sydney Watts. And we go to the bottom of the second, still tied up at 0. To the bottom of the second, 4-5-6 due up for the slice as they look to get on Maddie Furness, Lamar, Molitor, and Precious Bross. And here is Layla Lamar, currently in the portal, coming from Florida. She'll take ball 1. Lamar had a big home run that kind of changed the tide in game 1. She was 1 for 4, but a 3-run shot in the 6th got the slice on the board. And then it all just started happening. This summer, Layla hitting .419, 13 of 31, 13 RBIs, 5 homers, 2 doubles, 13 runs. And Furness will lose her on 4 pitches. So a leadoff free pass in the bottom of the second, just like in the top. Will the slice have more success than the Queens did? Might be up to Grace Molitor out of Arizona State. 9 of 23, a .391 average this summer. 4 RBIs, 2 homers, 4 doubles, 6 runs. She'll take strike 1. Molitor in game 1 was 0 for 1. Only got 1 plate appearance. She bunts it foul, 0-2. Like the idea. Execution not there, though. 0-2. Ooh. Off the shed. Have a miss tying away, 1-2. Mulder again, foul. Third base coaching box for the Bradenton Slice is the head coach, Brittany Purser. Back yet again, head coach at Walter State up in Tennessee. Told me that yesterday when it was 7-0 going to the bottom of the sixth, and I know we mentioned it on the air, she brought the entire team together and had what we in the business call a coming to Jesus meeting and said, don't fold. And afterwards, the team said, you might need to get on us a little bit more. Certainly worked in game one. Called strike 3. Furness paints the inner half. Backwards K gets the first out of the inning. And here is Precious Bras, newly committed to South Carolina. And they are playing the South Carolina fight song in the Slice dugout. Bras 2 of 18 this summer, 111 average. She scored a run, 273 OBP. Game 1 was 0 for 2 with a walk. Bras, a freshman last year for Georgia, and now going back to her hometown of Columbia. South Carolina, that is, 1-2. On the ground, stopped by Doyle at third. And no play. That's an infield single for Precious Bras. Great effort by Doyle to keep that from sneaking down the line. First hit for either side. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Man, that was so good from Amaya Doyle. And I know that there's no out and it's a hit, but that honestly was in sneak down the line, score run territory. Instead, just first and second for Riley Gardner. Strike 1 rifled in there. Gardner in the portal out of Minnesota. 8 of 24 this summer, 333 average with 3 RBIs, a double, and 4 runs. Gardner effective in game 1, 2 for 3 with an RBI. Now 1-1, and Lamar takes third. Delayed steal as Bras goes to second. Time wasn't called. That's all fair and legal. The old-fashioned delayed double steal. We love to see it. Second and third, 1 out. And now the Queens will congregate. So 1-1 count on Gardner. Second and third. Gardner rips it foul, 1-2. All right, I haven't done the thing yet, so I'll do it now. We want to hear from you. Look, we want you to be part of the fun. Me and Gracie are up here. We're just hanging out. She's scoring. I'm talking. but we want you to join the conversation. So if you want to, you can tweet me at Gray, GRAY_Robertson. Say hello. We'll read your message on the air. You know, it's good to know in this world that you're not alone. Called strike 3. Furnace helping out the defense after the double steal. 2 straight strikeouts looking. Or I beg your pardon, 2 strikeouts looking in this inning. And here's Lily Holtje going to FAU. She had a big home run in game 1. Strike 1 called. I'm loving the zone today. A little bit bigger, but consistent. It's going to make the hitters have to do something. Holtje hitting .333, 6 of 18, 4 RBIs. That homer from yesterday, a double and 2 runs. 1-1. One and 2. When we arrived today, it was cloudy, the possibilities of storms, but now it's really opened up. Beautiful day. Still not insanely hot. Fairly comfortable for the FGCL. Foul ball. Layla Lamar had to twist and shout to get out of the way of that one. Furnace trying to work out of the jam. The 1-2 to Holtje is low. Full count. Holtje out to center field. That is off the top of the fence. Grabbed by Charlton. 2 runs will come in. Holtje missed a homer by a foot, but it's 2-0 Slice. Because why not add something else we haven't seen in this series? I think Brinkman is gonna run for Holtje. Got you. I wish we mic'd up the coaches because Brittany Purser could not get him a Brinkman's attention because the dugout is playing What Does the Fox Say? Like hooligans. Oh, these kids are fun. Brittany Gingrich, runner on first, 2 gone. Gingrich looking for a new home from Lees McRae College. 3 of 22 this summer with an RBI, 5 runs, 269 OBP. Throw back to first. Won't catch Brinkman off. 3-0. So it is indeed the Slice with the lead. Ball 4. 4-pitch walk. 2 on, 2 out. Slice never led yesterday until the very end. So we'll see how they handle this different type of scenario. And out comes Presley Pylon. Producer Gracie says hi to Presley's dad. And Mr. Pylon is tuning in. Hello, sir. Hope all is well. Presley out there chatting with Furnace. Head of Caitlin Nesbitt, the incoming freshman, going to Liberty. You got espresso going for Caitlin Nesbitt. I kind of like the version I played earlier. 7 of 20 this summer, 350 average. As Nesbitt takes ball 1. She's driven in 3. She's doubled once. She's scored 4 times. Most players have really enjoyed getting to know here this summer. She laces that out to center field. That's down. Brinkman's going to come in and score. Throw by Charlton is offline, so both runners will get an extra 60 feet. That's an RBI single for Caitlin Nesbitt, and it's 3-0 Slice. Kind of out of nowhere, Furnace is running into trouble. Back to the top of the order, second and third for Kylie Shaw. Ground out in the first. I think the Queens offense is chomping at the bit to answer. Right now the Slice, though, in command. 1-1. Shaw, freshman last year for Florida, entered the portal, picked Auburn. We've had some chats, again, if you're new here, I do work at Alabama. Alabama and Auburn, historically, not super close friends. But there are things about the Plains I like, and I've given my restaurant recs to Kylie and told her about a few places she can go. Right now, she's sending one out to the left center gap and off the top of the fence. Shaw is going to get to second and drive in 2 as the Auburn Tiger lets out a roar. 5-0 Slice, a 5 spot here in the second. And that means, if you're doing the math at home, the last 10 runs scored in this series have been scored by the Slice. Lexi Shaver, ground out in the first. She'll take strike 1. And all these runs are earned, too. Walk, strikeout, single strikeout, RBI single off the top of the fence, walk, RBI single, 2 RBI double. 0-2. Lexi Shaver, someone to keep an eye on. Folks out there, I promise you, this kid is the right type of kid. It's in the air out towards right. What a diving grab by Lewis. That's a flashy way to end the inning. Savannah Lewis with a great catch in foul ground to win the frame. But a big one for the Slice, 5-0, and we go to the third here on Field 1. Bottom of the order, due up for the Queens here in the third. Desiderio, Lewis, and Land. And Julia Desiderio takes the first pitch high out towards left and out of play. Julia Desiderio, the newest Florida Gator, transferring there from South Carolina. Also, I learned last night, quite good at pickleball. I would like to team up with her. I think we could make a good tandem out there. I took a loss first in like a year last night. 11-9, it was tough. You know, but all we can do is move forward. Desiderio this summer is hitting .474, 9 of 19 with 7 RBIs, 2 homers, a double, and 10 runs. 1-1 count now on Julia. One and one. On the ground to short. Bross stays down. Good throw. 1 away. Now, it's 5-0 Slice. But have we not learned? Queens are not out of this. I can promise you that. They are still very much in the mix. Sav Lewis. Try and figure out Sydney Watts here. Sav, 8 of 25, 320 average, 4 RBIs, a double, and 8 runs. Had a couple ribbies yesterday, even though she did so without a hit. RBI Fielder's Choice, RBI Sacrifice Fielder's Choice, a.k.a. the squeeze. Lewis looking for a new home from Salt Lake Community College. Just made that great diving catch in foul ground to end the last inning. Watts fires that low, 2-1. Let's check up on the other field. They are underway over there. And as the app updates, we'll watch this 2-1 from Sydney Watts. 3-1. Bottom of the third on field 2. They're tied at 2. Bases loaded. Pioneers and Rodeo facing off over there. Now the 3-1 from Watts. The Queens have worked counts well against Watts so far. They just haven't gotten anything from it yet. All the 3-ball counts have ended in strikeout, ground out, strikeout. How about a bunt, slap, check over to Dodge? She makes the play for out number 2. This sends up Georgia Military College's Anna Land. 4 of 19, 2 RBIs, 4 runs, a .211 batting average. Land was 1 for 3 in game 1. Chases upstairs, 1-1. I wish y'all could hear who's DJing. The 1-1 is low, 2-1. Is it Bailey Zimmerman? There's a Bailey Zimmerman song where there's a line that says, "We've been swinging and missing," and somehow they had that queued up. That's incredible. Good work. See if they do it again. No, just the one time. And a strikeout for Watts will wrap up the inning. Her fifth. No response for the Queens. Slice will look for more when we come back. Ella Dodge, first pitch out to the right center gap, and here we go in the fourth, or I beg your pardon, the bottom of the third, as Dodge slides in safely. Leadoff double. 3-4-5, Dodge, Lamar, and Molitor, and so far so good against Maddie Furness here in the third inning. 1 for 2 day now for Ella Dodge. And up comes Layla Lamar, who walked and scored in the second. That's back to the backstop. Wild pitch will send Dodge to third base. And there she waits. Well, we asked, would the Queens have a response, or would the Slice carry the momentum here in Game 2? I think the clear answer is the Slice. The Queens have just kind of not had it so far early. Now, still plenty of time. Plenty of time. Trust me, we know. But it's hard to ignore the way that the Slice is playing right now. Layla Lamar going opposite way. I think that's foul. One and two. That was absolutely yeeted, but just kept going foul. I mean, that was just an absolute moonshot opposite way by Lamar. Good gracious. Slice is swinging it well. 2 and 2. Layla Lamar, the daughter of Duke head coach Marissa Young. Layla currently in the portal. She's been on some visits around. Full count. Lamar out to left, and that'll drive in another run. RBI single for Layla. She's got 14 ribbies this summer. 6-0 slice. Grace Molitor, first pitch popped foul. Molitor struck out looking in the second. One and one. Grace out of Marthasville, Missouri. Early enrollee at Arizona State. And, you know, weeks ago when we first got to meet these people, Grace said she used to show hogs at the county fair in Missouri. Almua ranges over. She'll throw to second and get Lamar on the force. Good job by Kirsten Almua over at second. One down. Here comes Precious Bross. 1 for 1 with a single and a run. Outer edge, 0-1. Oh, and 2. All right, let's see if anybody's messaged on Twitter. At Gray_Robertson on the old X machine. Say hello. We'll read your message. That one of a dirt. 1 and 2. Nice block behind the dish by Desiderio. Outside. And now a 3-2 count on Precious Bross. Ball 4. Another walk for Precious Bross. Here in this series, she's now reached twice. 2 on, 1 out. Riley Gardner struck out looking in the second. I think I'd test this Queens defense right here. Well, that gets away. 2nd and 3rd now on the wild pitch. Ball 1 to the Iowa native, portaling Minnesota Golden Gopher, Riley Gardner. 2-0. And on deck is Lily Holtjay, who basically was 6 inches from hitting a home run her last time up. AKA Sirens are blaring for the Queens. 3-0. Now comes Presley Pylon to have a word with Furness. Furness steps back in. The 3-0 is a strike. I mean, this is, for all intents and purposes, a must-out. I mean, if the Queens want to pull a slice and come back, which they're capable of doing, they can't let the slice truly pile on here in the third. And it starts with getting this out. Full count. Foul just down the third base line. Ball 4. Furness let her go. They are loaded for the slice and for Lily Holt-J. Holt-J a 2 RBI double to get the scoring started in the second. Now up with the bases loaded. Her team up 6-0. First pitch ball. And again, that double, or I beg your pardon, that single, gotta rewrite my book. That single hit the very top of the fence and bounced back in. So you don't blame Maddie Furness if she is not exactly hyped up about the idea of throwing anything middle in here. She's going to stay away. Two and one. Bases full of slice and dicers. Holt-J, pass Almua out to center field. One run will score. Bross hustles home. That's another 2 RBI single for Holt-J. She's driven in 4, and it's 8-0. Have a day, Holt-J. 2 for 2 with 4 RBIs. And this game is officially in run rule territory. Still, again, a lot of time. Queens will have the 4th and the 5th, but this has been resounding. Since the Queens had a 7-0 lead going to the bottom of the 6th yesterday, the slice in this series has outscored them 19-3. Ball 1 to Brittany Gingrich, who walked and was left stranded at third. I beg your pardon, came in to score in the second. 2-0. That was a 4-pitch walk, so Gingrich has yet to see a strike. Three and out. Wow. 2 4-pitch walks to Brittany Gingrich in this game. They're loaded again. And I think that's going to draw a change. This has not been Maddie Furness's day. After a clean first, trouble since, and there will be a new pitcher for the Queens. We'll tell you who it is when we come back. The new pitcher in the ballgame for the Queens is the righty from North Iowa Area Community College, Ella Brooks. She comes in with the bases loaded and 1 out. Brooks currently looking for a new home this summer with a 6.18 ERA, 3-1 record, 22 2/3 innings pitched, 28 hits, 21 runs, 20 earned, 17 walks, 9 Ks. And she starts with a foul ball to Caitlin Nesbitt. Nesbitt 1 for 1 with an RBI single and a run. That's away, 1-1. Maddie Furness goes 2 1/3, 7 hits, 8 runs, all earned, 4 walks and 2 Ks, responsible for the bases loaded. Nesbitt just past the shortstop. Byram tried to get there, but a run will come in on the RBI single. Second of a day for Nesbitt. And back to the top of the order we go, 9-0 Slice. Kylie Shaw is 1 for 2, a 2 RBI double and a ground out here in this game. That double almost got out of here. Ooh. It's a little high. 1-0. And sweet Lexi Shaver was concerned for her friend because she was worried it was going to hit her in the head. Two and out. Four runs in the inning after a 5-run second for the Slice. Three and one. And ball 4, that'll walk in a run. Third RBI of the day for Shaw. And it's 10-0. This has just all happened so quickly. Lexi Shaver's 0 for 2 today. First pitch, a jam job out to right. And that'll bring in a run by hook or by crook. Another RBI single, 11-0 Slice. Now El Haddad just going to step up. Bases still loaded, 1 out. I think the Queens are wondering if maybe there was runner interference. But no challenge issued, no call on the field. We move on. And for the second time in this third inning, here's El Haddad. She led it off with a double, came around to score. 1 for 2 in this ball game. One and one. Well, right now it's sure looking like the Slice are going to go for the sweep tomorrow. Unless the Queens have something really insane up their sleeve. But tell you what, I've been around the game long enough to know it's really hard to make a comeback if you can't get any outs and get the bat back in your hand. And right now the Queens are just struggling to get the Slice out. Foul ball, 2-2. To second, Almua's there, and she will win the race to the bag. 2 in the inning. A line-out double play ends the third, 11-0 Slice. Hold. Everybody hold on. A challenge by Brittany Purser, and we will take a look. So it is a line-out double play, and so ends the inning. Off to the fourth. Queens will look to bounce back when we come back. Back to the top of the order here in the fourth. Queens down 11-0, so some work to do. Ruggiero, Charlton, and Doyle. 1, 2, 3. Ruggiero struck out in the first. That was a while ago. Straight up many moons ago. And now down 0-1. That's just the second time Ruggiero has K'd here this summer. And that'll end the no-hit bid. Single out to right field for Bella Ruggiero. And a leadoff base runner for the Queens here in the fourth. Now Ty Charlton, who flew out to left in the first. I like the energy from the Queens dugout right now. They seem in it still. Charlton shows bunt, pulls it back. Charlton through the middle. Well, that's why you have them 1-2, back-to-back singles. And a little mojo for the DeSoto Queens. Amaya Doyle struck out in the first. Brittany Purser is out having a word with the defense. Also grabbed the elbow guard for Charlton. We're all helping each other out around here. Amaya Doyle. I don't know. Vibes are not telling me that this is gonna end in a blowout. That's just not what the feeling is here at this field. There's a strike, 1-1. I'm straight up not convinced that this is going to be a run rule yet, honestly. Especially with the explosiveness of the Queens. And they still have 6 outs to play with. Doyle, high in the sky to left. Look out, that's gone. The Queens are on the board. Do not go anywhere. It's 11-3, but I don't know. Something's happening here on field 1. Doyle's first home run of the summer. She's now got 8 RBIs. And Sophia Grillo will hit. She was hit in the second in HBP. First time she's been pegged here this summer. Trying to pass the baton after the 3-run homer. Every coach will tell you the momentum story is not necessarily the home run, but it's the batter after. What happens? Is it another hit? Is it another base runner? Is it an out? That kind of sets the tone. And this might be an out. Popped up to third, handled by Dodge. 1 out. Up comes Carissa Howell, who grounded out in the second. Another portaler. Looking for a new home from Liberty. She'll take ball one. Now, of course, for this thing that feels like it's in the air to actually brew, the Queens have to hold the slice when they come back up to the plate in the bottom of the fourth, which at this point cannot be guaranteed considering how the slice has hit the ball in the last 6 innings of this series. Two and one. Called strike. 2-2. 2-2. Carissa Howell was like, hold on, that's not strike 3. 2-2, everyone. Let's all recalibrate, reset. Carissa Howell's face was like, sir, what'd you say? 2-2. Howell stays alive. Rise misses high, full count. Boy, this feels like a tone-setting battle, doesn't it? Payoff again. Popped up. This is catchable for Holt J. Out number 2 recorded. This is a great response by Sydney Watts after the top 3 in the order just went boom, boom, boom. Now Jemiah Byram, who struck out in the second. She's trying the bunt, but it's foul. Great idea. Now let's check in on field 2. What do you think's going on over there, producer Gracie? Do you think they're having the type of game we are? We're not. They're not. Top 5, 6-5 rodeo over the Pioneers over there. Byron takes it low, 1-1. 3 runs in the inning for the Queens. They broke up the no-hitter with a Bella Ruggiero single, 3-run shot by Amaya Doyle. Now Brittany Purser quickly comes out to have a word with Sydney Watts. Back at it with Jemiah Byram. Oh. That one Got away. 2-1. It was higher than the skyscraper. 2-1. Oh, she tried it again. Lamar couldn't get it out of her glove. That'll be a straight up bunt single for Byram because there was no throw. In steps Kirsten Almua, who struck out looking in the second. Rise high and away, 1-0. Assuming Brittany Purser sticks to the plan, this will be the final inning for Watts. 2-0. Three and one. Watts is throwing with so much velocity, but the jump on the rise has decreased a bit here in this inning. Ooh. Almua probably wishes she had that one back. Full count. Popped up on the right side, and that'll fall foul. Just out of the reach of the diving Brittany Gingrich. Another 3-2 upcoming. Swing and a miss. Watts closes down the inning with a strikeout. But a good inning for the Queens. They've added 3 runs. They've scored 3 runs. And now they've got to make sure the Slice don't get anything else when we come back. Bottom four, Slice will look to answer with 4-5-6-2 up. Lamar, Molitor, and Bross against Ella Brooks. Layla Lamar, that's going to be a hit. And she's been on 3 times. 2 for 2 day. Leadoff single for the Slice. They're in run rule territory. So the Queens are down to their final 3 outs. They'll have to score a run in the top of the 5th. But 1 run is a lot easier to score than 2 or 3 or more. So Ella Brooks has to bear down here. Strike 1 to Grace Molitor. 0 for 2 with a run scored. Slice with 11 runs on now 10 hits. No errors. They've left 2 on base. Queens with 3 runs on 4 hits. No errors. They've also left 2 on. That got away. Lamar will scoot on to second. High and away, 3-1. Coming up next, it'll be game 2 between the Skeeters and the Circus at noon-ish right here on field 1. Molitor sends us on the infield. Almua will settle and make the catch. Precious Bross has been good today. On twice, scored twice, a single and a walk. You know, she's probably thinking now would be a good time for her first RBI of the summer. I feel like Precious Bross has really settled in the last few games after kind of getting off to a shaky start at the plate. He's gotten more comfortable with everything. Over to short. Good throw from Byram, 2 down. Lamar held at second, so here's Riley Gardner. 0 for 1 with a strikeout, a walk, and a run. Strike 1. It's a little bloop chopper to short. Byram handled it. And the leadoff single does no damage. 1 left on by the Slice, but they're 3 outs away from taking a 2-0 lead in this series. We'll see if they can shut the door when we come back. Bottom of the order for the Queens here in the top of the 5th. They need to score a run to extend this ball game. Desiderio, Lewis, and Land. Sydney Watts will come back out and try and finish it up. So far, 4 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, all earned. She has walked 0 and struck out 6 as I check the book. I think because the run rule potential, Brittany Purser saying, well, you know, let's let Watts finish this up. Give Emma Myatt another day of rest. She'll probably throw tomorrow. Desiderio grounded out in the third. And that is sharply hit to short. Dodge couldn't quite keep it in front. That'll be an E6 to start off the fifth. Ella Dodge is now at short. Lexi Shavers moved to third. Precious Barras is in right. And here is Sav Lewis, 0 for 1 with the ground out. Bunt popped up just out of the reach of Holt J. Good hustle, 0-1. Oh, and 2. Slapped and fair down the left field line. That's a hit for Lewis. 2 on, nobody out. Anna Land takes strike 1. She struck out in the third. But this does mean that potent top of the order for the Queens is going to get a crack here. Barring a triple play, which honestly, I don't think we can truly count anything out, but that seems unlikely. We are going to see Ruggiero and probably Charlton, maybe Doyle in this inning. Sydney Watts, the 0-2. Swing and a miss on the rise. Strikeout number 7 for Watts in the circle, back to the top of the order. Bella Ruggiero 1 for 2 with a strikeout, a single, and a run scored. Brittany Purser's going to call time and get Watts a towel. Humidity is ramping up, I will say that. Over on the other field, field 2, scoreboard update. Bottom 5, it's now 10-5 Rodeo over the Pioneers. Bella Ruggiero. She's going to be in the mix for some awards. Ooh, big cut upstairs, 0-1. Pop foul. Good hold. Well, Frugero reaches, and he got Charlton up. There's one out. Still not clear cut yet for the slice. Ruggiero on the ground to second. Gingrich is there. That's a big second out. Both runners move up, and here's Taya Charlton, and out comes Brittany Purser. And I wonder if the plan is, with first base open, don't give Charlton a single dadgum thing to hit. The dilemma there is on deck is Amaya Doyle, who's got a 3-run homer. So, and honestly, the question might be, what do you want to do? Do you want to pitch to Charlton? Do you want to pitch to Doyle? You're going to have to pick one of them. All right, let's see the plan. Second and third, 2 outs. Slice and out away from taking a 2-0 lead in this series. Queens need a run to extend the ball game, and Charlton, their most dangerous hitters at the plate. And she will make sure we play a bottom of the 5th. 1 run is in. The second run will score, and Charlton drives in a pair. It's 11-5. A 2 RBI single for Charlton. Brings in Desiderio and Lewis. This game ain't over yet, folks. Amaya Doyle, 1 for 2 with a 3-run homer and a strikeout. That is, oh my gosh. Wow, foul ball. That was hit so far, and producer Gracie is exactly right. That pitch was at the ankles. She went and got it and sent it towards the neighborhood over there. Now, every run scored in the rest of this inning is going to be unearned, including the 2 already in because of that leadoff error. Oh, wow. Charlton was halfway to third. 0-2 on Doyle. Charlton takes third, and she is out. Great throw by Holtje to the covering Shaver. That was a bit risky. Inning over. The Queens do extend the ball game, but the Slice just need 2 to walk it off in 5. All right, the Queens extended this ball game with 2 runs in the top of the 5th. Here we are in the bottom half. The Slice will try and get the run rule with a walk-off, or just answer in general. Bottom of the order, Holtje, Gingrich, and Nesbitt. And this part has been ridiculously productive. 8 through 10 in the order for the Slice is 4 for 4 with 5 runs scored. They've reached 6 times and 6 RBIs. 8 through 10. Ball 1 to Lily Holtje. Holtje has been destructive. 2 for 2 with 4 RBIs and 2 runs in this ball game. Strike from Brooks, 1-1. Brooks, the second pitcher of the day for the Queens after Furness got the start and went 2 1/3, 7 hits, 11 runs, all earned, 4 walks, and 2 Ks. One more this weekend between these two teams. That's coming up tomorrow. That'll be to wrap up our day on Field 1 at 2:30 Eastern. Good way to send us into the weekend. Ball 4. Holtje takes the walk. And here comes the game-ending run. Brittany Gingrich has seen nary a strike today. She's walked on 4 pitches twice. Ball 1. Two and 0. I mean, is there something in the air? That's now 10 pitches that Gingrich has seen. All 10 are balls. Riley Gardner is going to come in and run for Holtje. Courtesy runner for the catcher. Three and 0. There's a strike. First that Gingrich has seen today, 3-1. And I kind of thought it was ball 4. Full count. Gingrich out towards center. Charlton's there. Now bring up Caitlin Nesbitt, 2 for 2 with a pair of RBIs. A couple singles back up the middle, trying to turn the lineup over. This game was 11-0, but then the Queens put up 3 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. Yesterday, the Slice came back from 7-0 down to win 11-10. Queens trying to flip the script. Still got a lot of work to do. And it is, frankly, much harder to make a comeback like that when you're the away team, because you're always facing the threat of getting walked off to lose in run rule fashion. 3-0 to Nesbitt. Caitlin Nesbitt has not walked this summer. Trying to draw her first here in the FGCL. Ball 4. There it is. Game-ending run at first base. And to the top of the order we go with Kylie Shaw. She's 1 for 2 with 3 RBIs, a double, a walk, and a ground out on her ledger here in this game. It's high and in. Good speed on base for the slice. 2-1. Shaw out towards center. Charlton ranges over and makes the catch. Gardner is going to tag up and slide in safely as both runners move up. And the game-ending run is in scoring position for Lexi Shaver, who's 1 for 3. She has driven in a run. That was with an RBI single in the third. That made it at the time 11-0. Ball 1. Shaver in the air towards left center. That is how you wrap it up. A 3-run homer gives the Slice a 14-5 run rule victory. Shaver got all of it. Pay attention, people of the world. This kid's good. 5th homer of the summer and now 17 RBIs for Lexi Shaver. That's got to be, if not first, second in the FGCL. And the Slice improved to 7-4 on the summer. The Queens take a 3rd straight loss. They drop to 8-3. They will play one more in this series tomorrow. The Slice will look for the sweep. That'll be at 2:30 Eastern time right here on Field 1. The Queens will try and salvage Game 3 and right the ship a bit before we get down the stretch towards postseason play. For producer Gracie, I'm Gray Robertson. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We'll be back in about 30 minutes for Circus and Skeeters here on Field 1. See you then, everybody. Have a good day.